It's loading right now. There it goes.
Hey everyone, welcome to day two of the 5 Day challenge. If you were here yesterday, I hope you were excited with the ton of information we shared, and we've got more things to share with you. So we are getting ready to open up the room. Yesterday, we had a little bit of trouble being able to open the Zoom room, but I'm so glad we were able to at least stream. I'm seeing a few people trickle in here. Welcome in, welcome in. You might notice that the Zoom chat is intentionally turned off. We do that purposely. And what I would love for you to do is go to the public high level Facebook page. And I'm going to personally look at the comments there and interactions there. I would love to know where you're checking in from. I see a few people in here already. Let me go ahead and check with my phone and make sure we are live. Looks like we are. All right. Okay, awesome. I see a few people. Matt Stanley from Boise, Idaho. Let's see. If you don't mind telling us where you're checking in from and what city you're at, it's a great, great way to interact and meet a ton of high levelers. It's been one of our cool observation. There's been some lunch pop-up groups and dinner pop-up groups and happy hours and coffee rooms that have risen up from a ton of these challenges from interaction. So definitely put down what city you're in, what state you're in, maybe even put down the type of business you have so other people can connect with you. So if you were here yesterday, give me a one in the chat. Or if today is your first day in in the 5 Day challenge, give me a two in the chat. And what I want to do is do a quick review, and we're going to go right into Q&A and answer as many as many questions as we possibly can. So what I did was the new format, which is basically all 5 days worth of content we basically covered through yesterday. And what that allowed me to do is basically do Q&A on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so we can spend time implementing, having accountability with each other, and just kind of map things out as we go. So if you are ready, what I'll do is go ahead and share my screen here. In case if you are watching this for any reason in our platforms or channels, let me go ahead and go full screen here. In case if you're watching this and you don't have a high level account for whatever reason, I'm going to share what we have going on for the 5 Day challenge. You can jump into, let me just make sure you can see my screen here as I'm sharing. Let's see. Well, I'm sharing the wrong screen, looks like. Sorry about that. Let me pull this up. Okay, there it is. Right. If you are watching this 5 Day challenge and you don't have a high level account for any reason, please make sure to go to this link called gohighlevel.com/5-day-challenge-offer. Sorry about the long link there, but that will allow you to jump into a 30-day trial to either our 97 plan or our 297 plan, which is the agency or marketers unlimited plan. So that's part of this whole program as we get started. In case if you're stuck anywhere for any reason, when it comes to implementation or any questions you may have, you can also jump in to a Zoom session if you want to with one of our live agents at speakwith.us/success. So without any further ado, I am going to, if you're all ready for it, I'm going to just summarize the entire strategy of 5 Day challenge. Ultimately, let's see, it'll definitely help if you all interact with me in the Facebook page streaming. Let's see, I see the comments. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, here's the main focus that I want to invite you to. When it comes to software sales, people make the mistake of going to market with multiple offers. That is the number one mistake. We see a ton of digital citizens, digital marketers, SaaSpreneurs, agency owners, freelancers. Most people go to the market with multiple offers. The problem with that, it creates the need to carve out, specific lanes for each offer, which is like building three different businesses. My recommendation is to decide on a Trojan horse. The Trojan horse we shared in this 5-day challenge is the missed call tech spec, as we talked about it yesterday. And of course, that's not the only Trojan horse. There's plenty of Trojan horses that you can decide. And matter of fact, Chase Buckner and I and his team, we're with the product marketing, we are working on rolling out new Trojan horses on top of this. So pretty soon you'll see 5-day challenges with other Trojan horses outside of Miss Call Tech Spec. I have a couple of ideas, but if you have a couple of things that are working for you, let me know. I would love to kind of understand what it is and also share that as well. But Trojan horse idea means really using one aspect of the platform or one aspect of your offer, going to market, enticing that entire audience, bringing them into your world so then you can later expand the relationship with multiple offers instead of going to the market with one. That's the whole premise of 5-day challenge is being able to help you focus down into one part of the software and be able to go to market and potentially make revenue off of it. The missed call text back to me allows you to be in the theme of phone calls for small business owners. And if you play your cards right and do the 72-hour conversion window that we shared, you usually will be able to keep the engagement going with the prospect. And that allows you to move them right along into the proper onboarding and move forward in focusing on volume. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you, if you're starting out brand new in high level, like maybe you are pretty fresh into high level or even digital marketing, can you put a one in the chat? I'm just curious of how many of you are, I don't know, less than 6 months into the journey of being a business owner. Give me a one in the chat. Yes, the chat inside the Zoom is intentionally turned off. So go to the Facebook page and the public page. Okay, give me a one in the chat if you are pretty new in the world of business. And the reason why I'm asking is because I want you to be able to, see the bigger picture of your whole entire business. See, there's a ton of ones in here. So I'll tell you something. You're not gonna feel confident in selling something that you have never sold, not knowing what true fulfillment looks like, right? Once you see a client come through and they go through an experience, whether it's bad, okay, or wonderful, it doesn't really matter. Once you have an experience with the customer and you have like a momentum being built on the fulfillment side, the confidence you have in sales will multiply. Until then, even if I gave you the perfect offer, I gave you the perfect price, the packaging, the marketing materials, I cannot transfer my confidence over to you and represent your business, right? So just remember that as you go into the journey of doing prospecting, your confidence is going to really show up once you start seeing the fulfillment take place. Until then, you're going to question yourself of, I don't know, Paulson. I don't know if missed call text back is the thing. I hear you, but I don't know. That's how everybody's gonna feel, and that's completely normal. I have the confidence that we've taught this now to over 15,000 marketers, and more than 30 to 40% have been successful building out their own Trojan horses or using our Trojan horse to go to market. So I know there's a lot of data behind me, but that doesn't mean you're going to feel confident out the gate. So that's something that I think As you take part in the 5-day challenge, you should always remember. Now, if today is your first day, let me just share one more thing before I forget, and we'll start with our Q&A here. Let me share one more thing, and that is make sure you all log in. Let me see here. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Okay, cool. Make sure you all log in to the online course. Oh, sorry. This is what's included in the online course. So when you log into the platform on the left-sided menu, there's a university. The 5-day challenge online course should be there. Right now, we are in the live stream. So every bi-weekly cadence or so, I think every other week we do the 5-day challenge live stream. But doesn't mean you need to wait for that. Take advantage of this course. There's a ton of free resources in there, like a snapshot for yourself, the client fulfillment, like I talked about yesterday. There's a workbook. There's Facebook ads that you can launch. There's a landing page and funnels, email marketing copy, cold calling marketing, cold calling scripts and all kinds of stuff in there. Take a look at it. It's all built for you completely for free. Our team built it out. Some of the things that myself and Chase and some of the guys, we took it from our own previous agency experience and built it all out for you. So take advantage of that. And also there's a Facebook private group for all 5-day challengers. It's a phenomenal group. I'm active in there quite often. So jump in there, introduce yourself, interact with other 5-day challengers. It's a pretty exciting program for us. And it's pretty new, just so you know. It's pretty new. So if you have recommendations or suggestions to make it better, I'm all receptive to it. Let us know what we can do to make it better. So here's what we can do. Let's go through. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So it is 9:10 right now. So let's spend the next 30 minutes rapid firing Q&A. What I'm gonna do is go off of questions on the public Facebook page. Ethan, our community manager, I believe, put that into the chat. If you go to the chat inside Zoom, you'll see a link to the Facebook external page. I'm gonna go through questions there. So here's what I would love for you to do. Put a Q, type in a Q before you state your question so I can differentiate between other comments and the questions. And let's go ahead and rapid fire some questions based on everything we talked about yesterday. Maybe other areas that you even have questions on. I'm happy to answer as much as I can. Okay, so Wayne, I believe, is the first person that's asking a question. Wayne says, Paulson, is there a short sales video that explains the missed call tech spec product? We don't have a short video. We have an entire virtual event around it called the 5-day challenge. I'm being sarcastic, but help me understand what you are looking for, Wayne, and I can potentially try to help you. But the way I go about sales, so remember that your prospects, the folks that you're talking to, are not in your digital world. So I don't ever use terms like missed call text back or a landing page or web chat. Like those are not terms that are familiar with a local business. Like those are not words that they would even resonate with. But I use like traditional things like, hey, we'll field all your phone calls. And I keep it very simple that way. And that works really well on sales if you can simplify your language, your linguistic approach. So, let me know what exactly you're looking for when it comes to a video like that. Maybe I can record something for you. Okay, so Harrison McLaughlin is asking, hey, Harrison. So offering multiple quick wins to local businesses based on their specific pain points is not a good idea when starting out. So, what I mean by multiple offers is you don't want to go to market, especially if you're starting off with, small, medium, large, or bronze, silver, and gold. I'm not a big fan of that tertiary like idea. I rather have one offer, one price, take it or leave it kind of an approach, especially in the beginning. And the reason why is because I only want to market one product. I don't want to be marketing three products and trying to differentiate it while creating the right noise in my space or my market. It's very difficult to do that. So I recommend everybody go to the market with one price, one offer, and that's it. And here's the thing, some of you might be building out your landing pages and websites and everything, and you're like, you know what, Paulson, on my plan page and my pricing page, I want to have three options, which is fine and dandy. But I think when it comes to marketing and pushing the offers, you want to focus on one. So Harrison, it's not a good idea to go to a local market with multiple things. And when you say quick wins, I don't know what you mean by quick wins. You should always have quick wins for your market that you're onboarding once they become a client afterwards. But you're not going to be able to provide quick wins for someone who is still a prospect and they're not a client just yet. Um, maybe I misunderstood your question, but that's the way I'm looking at it. Okay, Matt Stanley. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Matt's asking, how does the missed call text back feature fit in with A2P 10 DLC compliance? Well, first things first, regardless of missed call text back, you have to do A2P. In most local businesses, if you are someone that is texting as a business to a person, you have to have your approvals and compliances and all of that. And then missed call text back, to me, missed call is when they're calling into your business. You're not going outbound. But there's a whole, I would say go to the online course for the 5 day challenge. On day two, it's a tech walkthrough step by step. And I know Chase and Haplin and those guys are working on, I think I'll check in with them today, but I know they're working on adding a compliance video to it as well, and that'll cover that. But regardless of missed call text back or not, you as a local business have to, um, do your A2P thing, and that's kind of an industry standard now, which I think is good for marketers in general. It weeds out all the spammers and gives you the opportunity to deliver really good value. And one cool thing that happened, that's happening actually with even previous 5 day challenge cohorts is so the setup fee we talked about, the 297 setup fee, there's a good amount of people that are now charging more than just the 297, and they go to the market and offer a compliance setup package instead of just a regular setup. So it's an opportunity to provide more for your clients, if you ask me. And they have to do this compliance package with or without you. So you coming into the business and telling them, hey, this is something you have to do. I can help you with it. Results may vary, but I can at least get you to the right places. It's a big help for them typically. David saying, hey, I'm inside my account, sub account, websites, missed call text back, and three of my four pages are not showing. I just get a rotating blue circle. They work if I click on the view tab and the edit tab opens and I can edit, but I don't see the pages when I'm in the website tab. So if you're comparing it to the course, the online course, the way Chase Buckner had recorded it, he had opened up his templates, and I think there were 6 pages or something. So it caused a little bit of confusion that people were missing 2 pages because it actually is only 4 total pages. So if you see 4 total pages, you're good. In case if you're missing like the previews or whatever, I think that's a browser issue typically. So try incognito mode and that, or your cookies or whatever, and that usually solves preview issues inside of the platform. Okay, cool. let's see. Wayne is making a comment here on a follow-up. He said something that can be used with the potential customer, leading them into a funnel. Um, so Wayne, I don't have anything that's specific like that, but that's a great idea. That to create a video that explains the Trojan horse in a common language. Let me think through that and maybe figure out a way to map that out. But the problem is you don't want my face or my voice or Chase's, like you don't want us to be the face of your business or your page, right? So we would have to do this in a way it's like white labeled and it's neutral. So let me think through that and figure out if that's something that we can help you with. Um, Elias Ephraim is asking, can I use WhatsApp with my own personal number without buying a toll-free number? I am outside of the US and I don't use a number outside of my country for my business. So, Elias, what I would recommend is jumping into High Level's kickoff call. If you haven't done so, they often help a ton of the international folks get set up with phone numbers and all of that. And WhatsApp is now a really big part of our community. So definitely jump in on a call. And I think that's highlevel.com/kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. Ethan, I don't know if you know the kickoff call link. If you have it, feel free to put that in the comments. But I do know you can go to our success room, which is speakwith.us/success, and you can talk to a live agent and they can also help you with that as well. Okay. Next question here. How are we starting the sales in 5 day challenge? What we do to make sure we get a sale in 5 days. So technically, you have 30 days access to the 5 day challenge and you're part of the community. We have a private Facebook group for the 30-day challenge. Um, and you have a little bit of time. I don't think you need more than 30 days to land your first customer. Being a previous agency owner, I don't think it takes a lot. I think what takes a lot is the focus. You have to narrow down your focus of figuring out one offer and going with it. Um, but but I talked a lot about the strategies yesterday, but if you want me to give you sales ideas or marketing ideas, I'm happy to assist. But if you give me a specific question on the sales or marketing side, I can help there. But in the beginning of so here's one thing that we teach at our masterminds, right? So in my opinion, and this is not, I'm not speaking for everybody. My personal opinion is that until you get to 25 software customers, I consider that business to be in beta. And the reason why is because once you're not niching down, you're going all local and you spend some time onboarding these beta clients. And at 25, you have to then decide, okay, what is my scaling strategy going to be the same as my launch strategy? And what I've observed from others is that it's not the same. So your launch versus your scale, those are two different strategies. When you're ready to scale, you have to kind of narrow down. You cannot stay unfocused and just go serve everybody and everybody. That usually will get you in trouble when it comes to fulfillment. But in the beginning, to get started, work with as many people as you can. Get used to different types of fulfillment, explore different industries, explore different types of entrepreneurs, and see how you like working with them. And matter of fact, you might even explore different Trojan horses. Like maybe you lead with reviews, maybe you lead with landing pages, maybe you lead with GMBs or GMB or web chat. So there are different Trojan horses. And then we have a prospecting tool inside of the platform that allows you to identify local businesses who don't have a solid website or landing page or web chat or GMB and all of those things. So combination of the strategies we teach inside the 5 day challenge, in addition to our prospecting tool, should put you in a good place to get you to a couple of clients. Okay. Once you get to a couple of clients, let's say you get to 4 or 5 clients, you should be over $1,000 in revenue. My thought process would be to just double down and go straight to paid ads or hire, a virtual team member that can now do prospecting with you or sales with you, and just double up your efforts that way. So yeah, you're gonna have to reinvest back into the business pretty quickly, but that's the way I would launch. Once you get to a point past that 25 client mark, I would then decide, okay, I've now worked with 10 different types of businesses, but for some reason I like working with um, home services. You may find a liking towards a certain sector, a certain type of entrepreneur, and I would just say go all in on that. That's the way I would look at it, and that's exactly what I would tell you on the question of sales. The approach of launching versus scaling matters, but go through the strategies that we've shared in the challenge. Day one replay, so yesterday's replay, I would watch that over. And then once you're in the Facebook group, you'll see, I think maybe 10 or 15 challenges we've done now. And the Q&As are pretty cool. So watch that as well on sales strategies. And that'll give you a couple of ideas on how to get started. Okay. Let's see here. Someone's asking, Paulson, is it okay to use website design as a Trojan horse with recorded marketing training videos as a bonus? Um, well, it's it is an offer, but it's not an enticing one. When it comes to software, so you have to differentiate service-based offers versus product-oriented offers. You want to productize your service as much as you can, where you don't have a lot of ton of hours built in on the fulfillment. So I'm really not a fan of marketing services anymore because I know the churn behind it. It's enormous, and it's not worth the headache to deal with the volatility of somebody canceling your website after you build it out for 3 weeks or 4 months or whatever you built out, or Facebook ads or Google ads. Like that volatility that marketers and agencies go through is quite gruesome, which is why we recommend you adding a software line to your business. And that's why people really get excited at high level about the business model. I really think that's what makes us different is the business model, not even the features. Because technically, you can go sign up for 20, 30, 40 other software companies and get access to the features. That's the reality. We put it all into one place, but the business model is the exciting part because you're building new ranges of multiples for your agency, your freelance business, or as a marketer. Your multiple is increasing because now you're building a book of business that's a lot more stable and it's low ticket. So if you follow the recommendation of low ticket of 297 to 500 or less, a client canceling on you, if they even do, doesn't hurt you as bad as someone like a $50,000 client that cancel on you and you go all in on them on a full 3-month course and you get burnt that way, right? So I don't recommend leading with services. I recommend you leading with products. So the question of, hey, Paulson, should I lead with website design? Absolutely not. If you are thinking of it as a software launch, and then you want to go out there in the market with an offer then that's unique, right? So going out there with a website is not that unique. Most business owners can just simply download a website today for free in most platforms. So that's my answer to that. Okay, Matt's asking, hey, do we need two different Twilio / Lead Connector phone numbers, or one to do the 1 minute demo sales technique. That issue is confusing me in regards to the 5 day challenge approach. So I personally recommend you getting one number for your agency that you use for your 1 minute demo. Whenever you onboard a new client, you want to start with a new Twilio number for them. For yourself, you just need one, in my opinion. Okay. Let's see. Someone's asking, do business owners need to change phone numbers when activating the service? Well, they're not really changing the phone numbers. We are basically building tracking into their existing phone numbers. And the way we do that is by using our own Twilio number or high level number and basically forwarding it to, we're forwarding their number to ours so that way we can track it. And this is the biggest objection you're going to come across when it comes to missed call text back. Hey, Paulson, I don't want to touch my number. Well, the reason why in 2023, sorry, I got a little interrupted here. The reason why, in 2024, I'm sorry, why we do this is because of marketing tracking. Like all the traffic that's coming into your business or anywhere else, you want to be able to track it. So if you educate them on the power of tracking, you typically can get flexibility from them. Now, even if the business owner tells me, Paulson, I don't want to change my number, I'll ask him, is it okay if I add another secondary number to Google My Business? So, because your lane is Google My Business to kind of get into their business, right? Like this is a Trojan horse. Do we really care about missed call text back that much? Probably not. We're just leveraging that as a theme of a conversation for prospecting, which allows us to engage with them, right? That's really all it is. And I'm not saying go bait and switch the offer. I'm saying leverage the strength of something like missed call text back and explore all areas of that business. So even if they tell me, Paulson, I don't want to change my number, cool, no problem. Is it okay if I add another number to your Google My Business profile so that way in case if you don't answer with the first primary number, at least it'll capture the lost traffic. But hey, I noticed that you don't have your web chat turned on and live chat turned on and other things. Is it okay if I just turn all those other things on for you as well? No additional charge. And all of a sudden, we're using the Trojan horse to, you know, um, one second here. Uh, Sorry. And all of a sudden, you're using the Trojan horse to really just enter their business. Okay. And that's the key. We don't care about the Trojan horses as much. We're just leveraging it to land and plant our flag in the business. But ultimately, what we're selling to them is the core offer, right? The core offer of the 4 or 5 um, feature combo. Okay. Let's see here. Next question. Someone's asking, hey, I live in Ecuador, South America, but I don't want to sell here in my country. Yesterday, you talked about the Dream 100 with local businesses and people you already know, but in this case, it doesn't apply. I want to sell in the US. How can I do 100 businesses in the list without living there? Do you think this is a good strategy? So, if you are international and you are trying to enter the US market, my personal recommendation is to partner up with an existing marketer or agency that's already in the market that you're going after. Right. So if you're interested in going after the Canadian market, I would simply partner up with an agency or a marketer in Canada, and I'll put together a business plan or a proposition that allows me to go through that business in a sense. That's my recommendation. I've never had an agency internationally, so I cannot really speak too much on it. I've always built my agencies here in the US, all 3 of them, all 2 of them. The third one was the high level marketplace. Okay, so let's see. Next one, in my honest opinion. So Chris is saying, in my honest opinion, you can sell wherever you want just to see whom you can connect. Yes, absolutely. But the length of the sales cycle is longer if you are attacking a market that you're not relevant in yet or you don't have a presence in. So for you to land a customer, it may take you 10 months versus someone you partnered up in a certain city and they can go shake hands or they can go do a presentation. They can get on a stage and speak and sell to one to many type of thing. So that's what I would recommend. David says, hey, I went into edit mode and made my change, and now the preview is showing. Yeah, awesome. Melanie says, not have been allowed in the other Facebook group for the 5-day challenge. So yeah, Melanie, whenever you request access to the 5-day challenge Facebook group, our billing team, our community team, they kind of cross-reference your plan and make sure you're a actual high-level family member. And usually it takes a few days. So if you haven't gotten access yet, make sure you have filled out the form, the entry form, and if the information is there, you'll be allowed in. That shouldn't be an issue. And usually you get a 30-day access. So remember, let's say today's Tuesday, February 20th, you will have access till typically March 20th. And after that, of course, you still have access to our official community and everywhere else. You still can chat with us, but we've intentionally uh, kept the 5-day challenge Facebook group as a intimate, smaller group, so that way we can serve them at even at deeper level. Okay. Okay, Harrison has a follow-up here. He's saying, hey, use the prospecting tool to find a client with a specific problem. An example, no missed call text back, then pitching them that. However, if I do that again for a different local business and they're struggling with lack of reviews, then the pitch that instead of missed call text back, if that doesn't clear up, no worries. So here's a thing that you're gonna have to over time get better at. In the world of SaaS, you have multiple prescriptions that you can provide your clients. If you were, let's think of it as a doctor, right? You're the doctor, they're the patients. You have the ability to provide different prescriptions and diagnosis for a local business. And as you kind of evolve as an entrepreneur and mature in how you look at marketing and sales, you'll be able to recognize what are the perfect offers for them, and you can meet them where they are. But ultimately, you don't want too many offers, and then you have a crazy fulfillment line that is impossible to keep up. But Harrison, what I would do is just simply if you're starting out, I don't know where you are in your journey, Harrison, but if you're starting out, I would simply just focus on missed call text back and kind of perfect it and get your beta done, right? Get 5, 10, maybe 25 customers done before you pivot into another offer like reviews. There's a transition of the gateway offer and the stabilization offer. We talked about that. So list, review day one's content. And when you get into the Facebook group, look at how we've transitioned the 72-hour rule of onboarding, because ultimately you're selling them 5, 6 different feature stack. So sometimes you'll get comfortable in the other feature stack and you can lead with others as well. But in the beginning, I would just focus on missed call text back. Eventually you can kind of practice the other Trojan horses and get comfortable, but that's probably what I would recommend. Okay, we got a few more minutes here left. Alvin Martinez is asking, is there a solution if client wants to maintain their phone number, especially on their GMB? Will they change their main number with the new phone number? So the trick is they're not really changing their number. We're just setting up tracking and forwarding for their existing number. And that's going to allow them to understand how much total traffic is coming in, how much is fielded, and you're able to show all those details inside your high level dashboard. And that's probably the biggest objection you're going to come across when it comes to missed call text back. But the key is to get them to at least allow you to add another number, even if they don't want to change the primary, because all we want to do is turn on the rest of the feature stack and be on our way. Okay. Let's see here. Um, I'm looking at questions here. Okay. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna go through, there's some technical questions here. I'm gonna go through, sorry. I'm going to go through and answer some of the tech-oriented questions here. But what I want to do before we kind of close out is I want to share my screen here, make sure everybody has access to the 30-day trial. So in case if you're watching this and you're not a high leveler just yet, or you're not part of our family just yet, I want you to check out our 30-day trial. This is something we're offering for a short amount of time. So take a look at it. You get all of our free courses. You also get our snapshots and everything. So take a look at it. If you ever want to talk to someone just to help you get set up or whatever help you need, you can always go to speakwith.us/success. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Same time, we'll do another Q&A throughout the rest of the week as well. So that way you have some support. But let me know if you have any other questions. Hopefully you are inside of our 5-day challenge Facebook group, as well as have access to the online course. So let me know if you need anything. But if not, as you put down more questions, I'll go through in the Facebook group and the Facebook pages and answer as much as I can. And if you need any tech support, like I said, go to the Success Room. And if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to help answer some of those as well. But looking forward to seeing you. Have a good rest of your day, your afternoon, or night, wherever you're checking in from. Thanks for